Hello, hello, there we go. Yeah, yeah, right. You'll never make a living, Lennon. You'll never make a living. Thanks to John Lennon, I actually make a living singing John Lennon. It's kind of amazing. Um, thanks so much for coming tonight. Hey, there's a lot of you here. Right on. Right on. Can I get a hoot and a holler? Hello, hello. Yeah. All right. Yeah, this is like the 10th year or so doing this show here. In fact, this is where it kind of all started. I just came back from the Midwest. It's starting to take a little bit of root there. I was in Ohio and Indiana, a lot of fun, solo. But I've got it going on now with my compadre, Tommy COSENTINO, who will join me in a little bit on piano. Yeah, he's worthy of a hand, for sure, for sure. Exciting. So, John, you saw that? That was John, a quick, synopsis of his life. I'm working on a video. Spielberg's got nothing to worry from me. I know a lot of you have seen the show, and those of you that haven't are going to get the quick story. First of all, I'm the fanboy of John Lennon. I at about 11 or 12, the first album I ever owned, first two albums I ever owned, I convinced my mother to lend me $1.98. I had $2, and I needed another one. And I got Plastic Ono Band, and I got Stevie Wonder's Inner Visions, and that set me off on my life such that I'm here today singing these songs for you. Why, what about Lennon? What's so big about Lennon? Well, we all know he's a Beatle, but he's also this really captivating individual that, aside from being just this cultural, enduring, and consequential icon of the 20th century, he's in a lot of ways, he's a lot of us. He bore his soul in his music after the first year. He started writing first-person songs, and as I listened to that one album, Plastic Ono Band, at a really, spongy age and spongy brain of 11 years old, going, oh my God, that's fantastic, that's fantastic. All these intense, honest songs. And with Lennon was simply honest, in my opinion, trying to become a human being, a well-formed human being, and yet being this cultural icon. So my show picks up with a song called Help. I know a lot of you have seen it. I know you've seen it, Corey. And because I don't have a Paul or a George here, you're all involved, okay? If I go 1, 2, 3, 4, you're gonna go. Well, there's a delay. It's that model Atlanta, I think, is it? Yeah, that's what it'll be. And John, after getting all the success, becoming the famous Beatle, in 6 years going from I want to be a rock and roll star to being top of the world, that's pretty heady stuff for anybody. I've played the Beatles longer than that little 6-year period, going from teenage to superstardom. And by 65, he was starting to feel a little bit like this can't be everything. He felt a little trapped. That's where I pick up the story for him trying to figure out his life. Think of MTV Unplugged without the caricature, other than the glasses. And we'll see where he ends up with his life. I'm counting now. Are you with me? We're gonna have a good time? All right then, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I need somebody, not just anybody. I need someone. All right. When I was younger, so much younger than today, never needed anybody's help in any way. But now these days are gone, I'm not so self-assured. Now I've had to change my mind, I've opened up the door. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you being round. Help me get my feet back on the ground, won't you? And now my life has changed in so many ways. My independence seems to vanish vanish in the haze. But every now and then I feel so insecure. I know that I just need you like I never done before. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being round. And I do. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you? When I was younger, so much younger than today, never needed anybody's help in any way. But now these days are gone, I'm not so self-assured. Now if I had changed my mind, I've opened up the door. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being round. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you help me, help me, help me? Uh-oh, this is going to be one of those nights that you go home and you go, that was fabulous. Here I stand, head in hand, turn my face to the wall. If she's gone, I can't go on, feeling 2 foot small. Everywhere people stare, each and every day, I can see them laugh at me, and I hear them say, hey, you got to hide your love away. Hey, you got to hide your love away. How can I even try? I can never win. Hearing them and seeing them in the state I'm in. How could she say to me, love will find a way? Gather round, all you clowns, let me hear you say, hey, you got to hide your love away. You got to hide your love away. Too kind. By the way, I don't think I said this. If I didn't say it, I'm going to say it again. Maybe I'll say it a few times. Thank you all for coming tonight. Thank you. Thank you. I say this often. You can't do this without you people. Otherwise, we're up here playing to ourselves and, you know. Lonely, oh so lonely. You having a good time so far? Yes. 3 people, okay. That's good. I got another 40 or 50 to work on. All right, let's see. had a girl, or should I say, she once had me. She showed me her room, isn't it good, Norwegian wood. She asked me to stay and she told me to sit anywhere. So I looked around and I noticed there wasn't a chair. I sat on the rug, biding my time, drinking her wine. We talked until 2, and then she said, it's time for bed. In the morning and started to laugh. I told her I didn't and crawled up to sleep in her bath. And when I awoke, I was alone. This bird had flown. So I lit a fire. Isn't it good, Norwegian wood? Thank you. Oh, thank you. Gorgeous tune. Gorgeous tune about, ostensibly about wall furnishings in London, circa 1965, thereabouts. Oh, I need this still. Rubber Soul, great album, eh? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Fantastic. That was the album of the capo. Now, about the Beatles in general, once they became, overlords of the music industry, every musical instrument company was throwing things at them. Oh, can you have this? And what made them really fantastic is that you could throw an instrument at them and they would actually, give them a tuba. And there are recordings of somebody trying to work on a tuba. This is a little lighter. It's a capo. And they used it a lot on the Rubber Soul record. And on that record are, some great McCartney tunes and Lennon tunes, some couple of good Harrison tunes as well. There is one song McCartney came in with, which was from the Cavern days, that he's kind of playing with, this lovely little French kind of inspired thing called Michelle. Oh, Paul, love you so much. River Sand, glass of red wine, I can't wait. I love you, I love you. I mean, it's McCartney to this very day. That guy is still charming, is he not? Yes, he is. I want to be that charming in 81. I want to be that charming in an hour. Lennon wasn't so charming. He was a distraught, uptight, angry young man, and he had reasons to be. He had things that that make a therapist a lot of money, things to figure out. But part of his culture there in the north of England was the way men treated women. And basically it was this, in a nutshell. Men were here, women were here. Even if they knew that it was the other way around, they still played that game, right? And Lennon bought that, and he was not a great first husband to his wife, his husband to his first wife, Cynthia, and not a real good father to his first son, Julian, as a Beatle. He was just disgruntled. But the thing about this song that was comparable to McCartney's song, Michelle, was that he wrote the acerbic, oh, the woman will kill you kind of tune. Like, you'll be sorry, lads. You'll be sorry. And that was the cynical Northern Ireland way, Irish way. And I said Ireland, Northern England way. Northern Irish way, too. That's a Freudian slip. Ask me on the break. The song's called Girl. Is there anybody going to listen to my story? All about the girl who came to stay. She's the kind of girl you want so much it makes you sorry. Still you don't regret a single day. Oh, girl, girl, girl. When I think of all the times I tried so hard to leave her, she will turn to me and start to cry. And she promises the earth to me, and I believe her. After all this time, I don't know why. Oh, girl, girl. She's the kind of girl who puts you down when friends are there. You feel the fool. When you say she's looking good, she acts as if it's understood. She's cool. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Girl, girl, girl. Was she told when she was young that pain would lead to pleasure? Did she understand it when they said that a man must break his back to earn his day of leisure? Will she still believe it when he's dead? Oh, girl, girl, girl. Oh, girl, girl, girl. Thank you. Thank you. It's a beautiful melody. It's just a depressing lyric. But the cool thing about this is that that's what happens as a young man, even as a young Beatle, John. You know, this guy was always reading, always, when he wasn't, he was always reading books. He was studying theology. He was studying philosophy. He was trying to just to understand the world like a lot of us at 20 were seeking. He had this opportunity to be interviewed by Maureen Cleave from the London Evening Standard. She came to the house where he bought this beautiful stockbroker home in a place called Weybridge, and the house was this beautiful Tudor, massive. And he had all this kitschy stuff that he picked up along the way of traveling the world, and laying on the couch reading the paper, you know, with his cats, his son's running around. And Maureen's like, well, how does a bee live? And he goes, well, this is how we do it. This is it. Walking around and showing the thing. And then she says, what do you think about it all? He goes, well, I'm grateful. I love it. I'm very grateful to have it. But I know there's something else I got to do. I don't know what it is yet. I don't have a clue, but I'll know it when I see it. But this isn't all of it, which was very prescient on his part. Had a lovely tune for somebody that he wrote about himself, about just kind of appreciating what he had and not to worry too much. He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Doesn't have a a point of view, knows not where he's going to. Isn't he a bit like you and me? Nowhere man, please listen. You don't know what you're missing. Nowhere man, the world is at your command. He's as blind as he can be, just sees what he wants to see. Nowhere man can you see me at all. Nowhere man, don't worry, take your time, don't hurry, leave it all till somebody else lends you a hand. Doesn't have a point of view, knows not where he's going to. Isn't he a bit like you and me? Nowhere man, please listen. You don't know what you're missing. Nowhere man, the world is at your command. He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Thank you. I'd like to bring, oh, he's already here. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy COSENTINO. I'm glad you're here, lad. Thanks for coming. Oh, yeah. Get a little water while you're here. You got your piano? You know, Lennon had a tragic upbringing. You know, dysfunctional life, dysfunctional family. When he was 5, his mother and father stood on a pier in Blackpool with him, and his father being a merchant marine, Alfred, and the mother being kind of just a dandy, happy, you know, hard lady, lively lady to hold down. And she couldn't sit still, and Alfred couldn't sit still. Julia couldn't sit still. Alfred couldn't sit still. But they had this child, little John, and as a 5-year-old kid, they were sitting on this pier, standing, Alfred ready to go to sea, and Julia ready to go, and going, John, who are you going to go with, your father or me? Which is a traumatic experience. Anyone who's a therapist in here knows that's like terrible. But you didn't know it then. You know, it became something that we learned over time. And so it really messed with him. Alfred, he went to his father first, and then his mother looked at him as only, you know, mothers do. And he saw his mom, went, Mom, and ran to her. And Alfred went to sea, and he went off with Julia. And Julia's sister, Mimi, said, you know, there's no way in hell you're going to raise this child. He's too smart. You won't be able to. No, I'm taking him. So she took him, and it's a good thing she did because she was a pretty strict lady and mindful, and she saw the genius, the young genius in the little guy, little Lennon, and but for about 10 years, Julia rarely came around. So John didn't really have a relationship with her, and he never saw his father that I'm aware of, you know, for quite some time. Not then, and when Julia kind of showed up a little more mature, he was about 15. Lennon had just picked up working with McCartney, 15 or 16. Julia came around, taught Lennon some, guitar chords or banjo chords actually, and they were become fast friends. And John loved Julia, loved her joie de vivre. She was just an amazing individual, and that lively character that we all wish sometimes we were. And then as John became reacquainted with Mom, sadly, she was killed one night leaving his house by an off-duty police officer who'd been drinking. And that wrecked Lennon, wrecked him terribly. Kids and teenagers internalize. We all do. We all were teenagers, and some of us here internalized some shit. Lennon certainly did. And he had his friend McCartney, who also lost his mother pretty recently. So they had a bond. And McCartney probably between the two of them leaning on each other, they probably saved each other at that time, certainly Lennon. But only a few years later, one of his other friends, Stu Sutcliffe, who was an artistic best friend, he died as well of a embolism in the brain, I guess. And again, there's two people that were very near and dear to John that left before he was like 20 years of age, and he penned this beautiful song from Rubber Soul. This is the lead up to all this, which speaks poetically to that. It's something that we all have experienced it, I'm sure. And this is a gorgeous little tune called "In My Life." There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone and some remain. All these places have their moments when lovers and friends I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I've loved them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you. And these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Now I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. In my life, I love you more. That's Tommy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me not put that thing on yet. Wow. We all know the Beatles stopped touring. We know all that good stuff. Wow, really? No. Someone said, every now and then there's a smart aleck out there. Smart ass will say that. Are we? Yeah, they stopped. It was August 29th, 1966, Candlestick Park. That's amazing. John took off his shoes. It's like, we applaud anything Beatles. Yes, we're all, I know, I'm in there too. It's like, wow, what'd they have for breakfast? Yes, they stopped touring, and John decided, they all they knew it was coming. And John said, what am I going to do? Well, I kind of had this doing this acting thing in A Hard Day's Night and Help and enjoyed it. Maybe I should try that. And, Richard Lester called him up. He was the director of the Hard Day's Night film. He said, come on, I've got a film down in Spain, this little satirical thing about World War I. You'd be perfect as Sergeant Gripweed, or Private Gripweed, not Sergeant, thank you, Private. Look, I want to promote the guy. Private Gripweed, and it was down in Elmira, south of Spain there, and it was a fun little movie. Go watch it, it's out there again, How I Won the War. And he penned this lovely little tune while he was there. Because it's all, when you're making a movie, you decide to write a #1 song. But he was reflecting a little bit about his life, starting to reflect more about his life. And this particular song speaks of a little place near his home, an orphanage, a Salvation Army orphanage, where he used to frequent and play with kids, because he was all by himself for the most part with his Aunt Mimi and the uncle that was there. For a time, but he also had passed, favorite uncle, and I think his name was George. But he played with the orphans there, and at this little place called Strawberry Fields, and created this lovely little kind of Lewis Carroll kind of thing about that little part of the country. I want to say that I played this show at the Cavern Club about 5 years ago, 2018, I think, and I was one of a gazillion artists that came in there and played the Cavern for free, but we did fundraising for Strawberry Fields. Really cool, because it was all dilapidated. So it's now been rehabilitated. It's a recreation area. It's pretty cool again. And for my troubles, I got a brick from the old Strawberry Field. Wasn't trouble at all. Isn't that cool? I got a brick. Shoot. There's another. A brick. But if I scrape it, I might find some DNA and sell it for gazillions, right? We won't be doing that. I think the brick is numbered 909, though. I think. Let's do this song. Let's see if we can do it. See if we can do it. We will see if we can do it. Okay. From the sea. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you talk. You do it. You start it. From the top. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real and nothing to get hung about. Strawberry fields forever. Living is easy with eyes closed. Misunderstanding all you see. It's getting hard to be someone, but it all works out. It doesn't matter much to me. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real and nothing to get hung about. Strawberry fields forever. No one I think is in my tree. I mean, it must be high or low. That is your kind, you know, tune in, but it's it's alright. That is, I think it's not too bad. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real and nothing to get hung about. Strawberry fields forever. Always know, sometimes think it's me, but you know I know, and it's a dream. I think I know, yes, but it's all wrong. That is, I think I disagree. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real and nothing to get hung about. Strawberry fields forever. Strawberry fields forever. Strawberry fields forever. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oh, that's lovely. See how that works? Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Strawberry Fields. And, you know, just a little fun fact here about the Beatles. McCartney wrote Penny Lane. Oh, yeah, and those were released as the first double-A single. They both were singles, top singles, and they were. But this was a time after that movie that Lennon started to get a little, you know, well, he was drifting. In parts of the world, they would call it tumbling leaves. You know, just what are you going to do with your life now that you're not doing this? Oh, you're still recording, and they went in to record Pepper, of course. And Lennon wasn't actually that thrilled with Pepper. Surprisingly enough, even though we know the songs he had on there, he wasn't that overjoyed about it because it took forever. He was a rocker, and now they're getting too deep. And he was also in this process, just beginning this process of something that he thought of as tearing his ego down, breaking it down, getting rid of it, destroying it. And so he's taking a lot of drugs, doing a lot of thinking, a lot of acid, and opening his mind to whatever came along. Drugs kind of opened it for a time. And then along comes George Harrison with this idea. Hey, man, there's this guy in India, the Maharishi. He does this thing called transcendental meditation. Maybe that's it. And Lennon goes, okay, I'm in, let's go. They met him in Bangor, Maine. Why not? No. But they... in England, and then in Britain, and then they went off to, well, it's important to note this. At that time, the Beatle manager, Brian Epstein, died of a drug overdose, actually, eventually, of sleeping tablets and the like. Here's further adrift, like, what are we going to do? So the Maharishi came along at the right time, because Lennon needed a Mimi. He needed a McCartney. He didn't even realize it fully yet, but he kind of gravitated towards that idea. And he ended up going over to India with George and the rest of the Beatles and the wives, and Mike Love and Donovan, and the Farrow sisters, Prudence and Mia. And they all meditated. You know, they all were with this little, you know, God on earth. And they were really into it. A little story about John, you know, for a long time, they were just quiet, meditating, giving a mantra. And then they would eat vegetarian food. Ringo didn't last with the vegetarian food back then. He had to leave in 2 weeks. He couldn't do it anymore. But John stayed around, and Paul stayed around. They grew their beards. They wrote some songs. And at one point, the Maharishi wanted to survey the land around Rishikesh, which is located at the foot of the Himalayas. And everybody wanted, he goes, I'm going to take somebody up there with me to go up and see all this land I've got. And Lennon muscled his way up in to try to get in, and he got in. And they went up in the helicopter and flew down, and he came down. And McCartney goes, oh, come on. Why did you push everybody aside? And Lennon said, I was hoping that if I got him alone, I could ask him, you know, and he would give me the answer. Slip it, which he did not, of course. And worse than that was that Lennon, you know, deprived of the answer, but more important, he had this thing that he used to say. He said, I may be naive, but I'm not stupid. You know, I'll come in blind, but my eyes will open up pretty quick. And he had this thing about the Maharishi. He thought the Maharishi was making some moves on Mia Farrow. And Lennon's thing was like, well, gods don't need that, do they? You know? And he said he was going to get out of there. He was disgruntled, and it's like, oh, no, just another charlatan. No, I'm done with this. George didn't feel that way. McCartney didn't feel that way. But Lennon did. He says, I'm out of here. And Maharishi pulled him into the tent and said, oh, you know, why are you leaving the tent? Why are you going? Why are you leaving Rishikesh? And Lennon, in a very Lennon-esque way, said, you're so cosmic, you'll figure it out. That's telling off a God on earth. Wow. That's our John. So he left. He did. And he went home, and they started, when the rest of them all showed up, they decided to meet at Harrison's house and at Escher. It's called Escher. And they brought out the songs they would do. And all these great tunes, like While My Guitar Gently Weeps and other tunes of McCartney's. And Lennon had this one called Maharishi. I was like, oh, cool, check this out, lads. Maharishi, you bleep and bleep. And Harrison goes, no, man, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that at all, no way. So Lennon tweaked it a bit to arrive at the more sedate but wonderfully metaphorical tune called Sexy Sadie. Sexy Sadie, what have you done? You made a fool of everyone. You made a fool of everyone. Sexy Sadie, oh, what have you done? Sexy Sadie, you broke the rules. You laid it down for all to see. You laid it down for all to see. Sexy Sadie, oh, you broke the rules one sunny day. The world was waiting for a lover. She came along to turn on everyone. Sexy Sadie, the greatest of them all. Sexy Sadie, how did you know our world was waiting just for you? The world was waiting just for you. Sexy Sadie, oh, how did you know? Sexy Sadie, you'll get yours yet, however big you think you are. However big you think you are. Sexy Sadie, oh, you'll get yours yet. We gave her everything we own just to sit at a table. When just a smile will lighten everything. Sexy Sadie, she's the latest and the greatest of them all. You made a fool of everyone. gave her everything we owned just to sit at a table. When just a smile would lighten everything. Sexy Sadie, she's the latest and the greatest of them all. Woohoo! I'm gonna do Prudence. Tommy will be back in a moment. Give a big hand. Yeah, you can stay up there if you want. It's going to be 2 songs, so you can... So, yeah, that's what he did there. He also wrote a tune for Prudence Farrow, who went into a tent the minute she got there with her mantra, and apparently didn't come out for 2 weeks. She was very enthusiastic about the transcendental meditation thing. In fact, she still is. She lives in Florida, and I think she does yoga too and teaches TM to folks. Moved by that. I have a book from her. There's a book out there called Dear Prudence. And this song is Dear Prudence, and this is a song that Lennon wrote for her. Very little playful number, beautiful song. And fun fact, if you need to know a fun fact about myself, I was about 8 or 9 years old when I heard this tune. Lake Drive School, Mountain Lakes, New Jersey, recreation school, in a place called the Quiet Room. And the Quiet Room, it sounds like terrible, doesn't it? But it was the Quiet Room, you know, it's just a room with a bunch of kids in it. And we were all put there after playing, you know, this really rowdy, screaming game of field hockey. And we came into the Quiet Room after the game all sweaty and all amped up. And instead of giving us Ritalin like they do today, they told us to make lanyards. And that just focused you, you know, in theory. It didn't focus me because the hippie Neil brought in the White Album and put it on that little box, you know, that the record was bigger than and the phonograph played it. I remember USSR. But the song that messed me up was Dear Prudence, and I became a DJ for the Quiet Room. And I played that song an awful lot, and I'm just amazed that here I am, and this is going to sound really bizarre to me as I say this number, 53 years later. So I thank you for the privilege of letting me perform it for you once again. I love the tune. Let me do something first. Now watch me mess it up. Dear Prudence, won't you come out to play? Dear Prudence, greet the brand new day. Hey, the sun is up. The sky is blue, it's beautiful, and so are you, dear Prudence. Won't you come out and play? Dear Prudence, let me see you rise. See the sunny sky. The wind is low, the birds will sing that you were part of everything, dear Prudence. Won't you open up your eye? Look around, round. Look around, round, round. Look around. Dear Prudence, let me see you smile. Dear Prudence, like a little child. The clouds will be your daisy chain, so let me see you smile again, dear Prudence. Won't you let me see you smile? Dear Prudence, won't you come out to play? Dear Prudence, greet the brand new day. Hey, the sun is up, the sky is blue, it's beautiful, and so are you, dear Prudence. Won't you come out and play? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. Thank you. I love that song. Still love that song. I can't even believe that I get to do this sometimes. Yeah, and one last thing before we kind of head a little bit out of that period, but we're moving on. Yeah, Lennon had struck up a friendship with this great artist, or avant-garde artist, not really well known at that point, but respected in her field, Yoko Ono. And they weren't, intimate straight away, but they were friends and, minds. And she corresponded a lot with him. He kept it away from his wife to the extent that he could. But eventually, they got together, and Yoko and John. And this is how terribly, and this is, I like to say nice things about John. John was a bastard. He could be. And to Cynthia, he was a bastard. Because she came home to find him with Yoko. They're both there, been up all night. They just made love, and she walks in, and she just was shattered. And unfair to her, no doubt. But this was a thing for John and Yoko. Now he fell in love with Yoko, and this was deep for him and new for him. This kind of love that he had with her, that I'm given to understand through interviews that he gave. It was something very unique. And very special, and when a guy, meets that gal, and realizes that this is the love of my life, lots of times the guys, what do? They go to mom and they go, "I want to introduce you to the love of my life." Well, mom wasn't around, because she'd been killed by that off-duty police officer. Julia wasn't around. So I always think that this song from the White Album was meant to introduce Yoko to his mother. The first line says, you know, ocean child, or a couple lines in says ocean child, and that's Yoko Ono translated. The song is Julia. Half of what I say is meaningless, but I say it just to reach you, Julie, Julia, Julia, ocean child calls me, so I sing a song of love, Julie, Julia, seashell eyes, windy smile calls me, so I sing a song of love, Julia. Her hair a floating sky, shimmering, glimmering in the sun. Julia, Julia, morning moon, touch me, so I sing a song of love for Julia. When I cannot sing my heart, I can only speak my mind, Julie, Julia, sleeping sand, silent cloud, touch me, so I sing a song of love, Julia. Calls me, so I sing a song of love for Julia, Julia, Julia. Thank you. Yeah, you know what we need? We need a seventh inning stretch is what we need. You know, those are lovely tunes. Thank you. This one, just clap your hands to the beat. You'll figure it out because I'll tee it up. And it's a familiar song from the White Album. Amazing. I suggest you go home and read these lyrics if you haven't in a long time, because they are as relevant today as they were when they were first penned many years ago, which kind of gives me a little bit of hope that every now and then the cycle spins, and this, you know, we're just in the deep wash cycle. Revolution 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. You say you want a revolution. Well, you know, we all want to change the world. You tell me that it's evolution. Well, you know, we all want to change the world. But when you talk about destruction, Don't you know that you could count me out? Don't you know it's gonna be? You're in. Don't you know it's gonna be? Don't you know it's gonna be? You say you got a real solution. Well, you know, we don't love to see a plan shooby-doo-wop. You ask me for a contribution. Well, you know, we all do what we can. But if you want money for people with minds that hate, well, all I can tell you is, brother, you have to wait. Don't you know it's gonna be? Don't you know it's gonna be? Don't you know it's gonna be? Say you'll change the Constitution. Well, you know, we don't love to change our head. Shooby-doo-wop. You tell me it's the institution. Well, you know, you better free your mind instead. 'Cause if you go carrying pictures of German Mao, you ain't gonna make it with anyone anyhow. Don't you know it's gonna be? Don't you know it's gonna be? Don't you know it's gonna be? But the album version now. Thanks for joining in. Wow. Thanks for joining in. Woo. I'm having a blast. Are you having a good time? In the spirit of Lennon. There's a lot to the story of the guy. But I'm taking the bits that kind of leave this thread to the end. Love. Elusive. He's kind of coming to grips with the fact that he never really thought he understood what love was with his first wife fully. You know, and that's maybe youthful and, you know, falling into the trap of just saying, oh, well, that's, I guess, you know, she's pregnant, we got to get married, which was the thing you did. And the right thing. But he couldn't hold on. And but when he started to feel this deep love with Yoko, he began to realize how vulnerable you are when you fall into that kind of love. I know we've all probably have experienced it at some point in our lives. And hopefully you got somebody trusting that's carrying it. But Lennon was just putting out this song that to me always said, here's my heart. I'm looking at it for the first time and I'm going to give it to you. Please be careful with it. It's like a plea. It's just such a vulnerable tune. It's called Don't Let Me Down. 1, 2, 3, she does. Yeah, she does. And if somebody loved me like she do me, ooh, she do me. Yeah, she does. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. For I'm in love for the first time. Don't you know it's gonna last? It's a love that lasts forever. It's a love that has no past. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. And from the first time that she really done me, ooh, she done me. She done me good. I guess nobody ever really done me. Ooh, she done me. She done me good. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Tommy COSENTINO, the one and only. Oh, now come on, stand up, take a bow. I love it. Okay. How do you end the Beatle career? Lennon didn't write that song, or maybe he did, because accepting what's happening is just what you got to do sometimes when the shit's hitting the fan. And the Beatles are breaking up, and he wanted it that way. The world is belittling him and belittling even more his Japanese wife, Yoko Ono. Very cruel to her. Of course, you can do cause and effect and think it's only 20 years since the Second World War and the British were kind of pissed still. I mean, you come up with a million reasons, but John and Yoko were trying to move ahead of that. And they were on this mission to prove that it could be done. If they could be peaceful with each other and have a union, the world could be a better place. So there's all this artistic and humanistic thing. And they were doing crazy things, like, in a bag, and mumbling under the bag and talking to people, just being clowns at a very dark time in the world, in the world period. Martin Luther King had been killed, RFK had been killed, the Vietnam War was raging. It was just this, and there was riots in the streets. Of course, there was the Cold War still occurring. So there's just a lot of tension and a lot of dismay. And this was all building up. And with all this tension, Lennon and Yoko were thinking, well, with Lennon in particular, let's use the fame I've got and let's lighten up the load a little bit and let's be kind of funny. Let's make a statement, but let's do things, in kind of a way to draw attention to ourselves that would just, be a message for peace. So they did this bed-ins. They would send acorns to world leaders to plant trees for peace. Just these stunts that would get notoriety because he was a Beatle. The world thought he was crazy and were really nasty. The press was terribly nasty to him and Yoko. But with the Beatle breakup, with that going on, with just life happening, This song, Nothing Is Gonna Change My World, makes all the sense as an ending for the Beatle period. This song, we'll take a short break and come back for the red raw meat of the solo years across the universe. 3, 4. Let me do it. Words are flowing out like in this rain into a paper cup. They slither while they pass, they slip away across the universe. Pools of sorrow, waves of joy are drifting through my open mind, possessing and caressing me. Jai Guru Deva. Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Images of broken light which dance before me like a million eyes. They call me on and on across the universe. Thoughts meander like a restless wind inside a letterbox. They tumble blindly as they make their way across the universe. Jai Guru Deva. Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Sounds of laughter, shades of earth are ringing through my opened ears, inciting and inviting me. Limitless, undying love which shines around me like a million suns and calls me on and on across the universe. Jai Guru Deva. Oh, nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Jai Guru Deva. Jai Guru Deva. Jai Guru Deva. Jai Guru Deva. Thank you, and thank you. Back in a few moments. Holy cow, I lost my boot. I broke the boot like this. Oh, got so. All right.
Don't try to get me, man, girl. I made a deal with you. What I desire is met with fire to make my dream come true. Now give me the secret, nigga. Come on, tell me what to do. be you. I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you and I wanna talk like you. You see it too, just not like me. You can learn to be.
1, 2, hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye, I say hello. Did you have a good break? I guess not. Did you? Did you? Thank you. Having fun. Having some fun. The red raw meat. Thank you. Thank you. The red raw meat. The red raw meat. All right, shush now. Doesn't work, does it? I remember there was this thing of Lennon. Lennon said something when McCartney was doing an interview. And shut up already. We're friends, so don't take too seriously. I'm just having some fun. So here we are in the second set. The first album that was, kind of commercially released. Lennon had some, experimental albums along the way, sonic things, avant-garde music things. But his first attempt to do an album was Plastic Ono Band. And Yoko had a Plastic Ono Band as well. They both had these albums. And you can see the difference. If you look at the album, if you know the album, you've got John in Yoko's lap, and then the other way around, it's Yoko in John's lap. And during this album was put together, some of the songs were actually worked on during the White Album sessions that didn't make, and even in the Get Back sessions, but they didn't make the grade for the Beatles. But early on in the 70s, Lennon took up taking some therapy from this guy by the name of Arthur Janov. He had this thing called primal scream therapy. And the idea was, in a nutshell, to be very simplistically say, was to, identify a pain and then go in the corner and scream bloody murder about that pain that you hadn't screamed enough about when you were 4 or 5, and scream till you were tired screaming, essentially, and that would exercise it from your consciousness. And this is going to be a year-long process for John and Yoko, and about 6 months in, he quit and did the rest of this album. So Plastic Ono Band is this raw, terribly raw album, and it was panned horribly early on. But for me, if you heard me early on, it was one of the first albums I ever owned in my life. And from, like many of us from a dysfunctional family, I took these words and went, aha, there's some truth I can latch onto. This song, the first song that I'm going to play tonight, is not the first song on the record, but it is the first song I'll lead off tonight. It's a song called God. And it's not an anti-God song in the traditional, thinking of God like this superior being. It's just a euphemism for things, people, bands, ideologies, maybe theologies that we would elevate to a level that they're of man and human, but we elevate them into a place of godlike status and put a lot of on them. So if you listen to this carefully and you listen to what he's disparaging, this is the seeker John saying, God. God is a concept by which we measure our pain. I'll say it again. God is a concept by which we measure our pain. Yeah, pain, yeah. I don't believe in magic. I don't believe in I-Ching. I don't believe in Bible. I don't believe in tarot. I don't believe in Hitler. I don't believe in Jesus. I don't believe in Kennedy. I don't believe in butter. I don't believe in mantra. I don't believe in the guitar. I don't believe in yoga. I don't believe in kings. I don't believe in Elvis. I don't believe in Zimmerman. I don't believe in Beatles. I just believe in me. Yoko and me. And that's reality. The dream is over. What can I say? The dream is over. Yesterday I was the dream weaver, but now I'm reborn. I was the walrus, but now I am John. And so, dear friend, you'll just have to carry on. The dream is over. Thank you. Hold on a second, tuning up. I felt like I was a little out of tune there. You can't tell? So, you know, even if you're a Beatle, a lot of people say this to me even now. To me. And I'm, just a guy singing John, singing Beatles. I'm grateful 24 years now. Thank you. Having fun. But people come up and they say, Lennon, come on. Why would you complain? You have all that money. You have all that fame. You have, just stop you griping. And, I think the thing about John in particular, and I think what makes him such a credible artist, is that he wanted to be an artist, not to be this aloof thing, like untouchable. He wanted to be of the people. So he was very hurt by all and this, disparaging words about him in the papers, about his wife. Talk about some, prejudice and bigotry. It never goes away. Got to stay real on that. But it's in the paper, and people are just knocking him and her. And he's fighting it, and she's fighting it. They wrote a lovely song, or he wrote a song called Isolation, which just kind of talks to that real quick. 1, 2, 3, and people say we got it made. Don't they know we're so afraid? Isolation. We're afraid of being alone. Everybody got to have a home. Isolation. Just a boy and a little girl trying to change the whole wide world. Isolation. The world is just a little town, and everybody's trying to put us down. Isolation. I don't expect you to understand after you've caused so much pain. But then again, you're not to blame. You're just a human, a victim of the insane. Oh yeah. We're afraid of everyone, afraid of the sun. Isolation. The sun will never disappear, but the world may not have many years. Isolation. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Woo-hoo. Soda. And that's afterwards. That's afterwards. The song, the album Plastic Ono Band actually had a like a subtitle to it, a nickname, which was Mother. And this was the album, this is the time when John was going after that demon, which had bothered him all his Beatle life, was this dysfunctional family, that Blackpool child being pulled apart by mom and dad. And he decided to pen this tune called Mother and to exorcise those demons. And it starts off, if you've not heard it before, it starts off with this very, very dark bell, a death knell bell. It sounds depressing. When you hear it, you go, oh, God, this is not Love Me Do or, Hard Day's Night by any stretch. This is, But, you could look at it as depressing, or you could look at it as somebody that's just trying to bury pain and get rid of it, put it away for good. I tend to think, because this is the experience, the song of Primal Therapy in music. He brought that to us. Oh, thank you, John. You'll see. And I'm doing the short version. It's a difficult tune, but he decided to express himself as he did. So this is his song, Mother, exorcising the demon. 2, 3, and Mother, you had me, but I never had you. I wanted you. You didn't want me. So I just gotta tell you, goodbye. Goodbye. Father, you left me, but I never left you. I needed you so bad. You didn't need me. So I just gotta tell you, goodbye. Goodbye. Children, don't do what I have done. I couldn't walk, and I tried to run. So I just gotta tell you, goodbye. Goodbye. Mama, don't go. Daddy, come home. 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 Woo, thank you. We all went through therapy together. Couple of heavy tunes here. One of the great little song here. John was one of those, rock stars that said, "How did I get all this money? I feel guilty having all this money." Remember, he was from the north of England, and this is working class town of Liverpool. And he didn't want to really live in the stockbroker belt. But he penned a tune called Working Class Hero, which kind of speaks to the upbringing in, northern England at the time, the kids, and what the machine was then. Other artists have done it too. Most notably, I think, is Roger Waters and Pink Floyd and The Wall. Working Class Hero. soon as you're born, they make you feel small by giving you no time instead of it all. Till the pain is so big, you'd feel nothing at all. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. They've hurt you at home and they hit you at school. And they hate you if you're clever and they despise a fool. Till you're so fucking crazy you can't follow the rules. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. When they've tortured and scared you for 20 odd years, then they expect you to pick a career when you can't really function, you're so full of fear. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. Keep you doped with religion, sex, and TV. And you think you're so clever and classless and free. But you're still fucking peasants as far as I can see. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. There's room at the top, they are telling you still. But first you must learn how to smile as you kill. If you want to be like the folks on the hill. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. If you want to be a hero, just follow me. If you want to be a hero, well then just follow me. Whoa! Heavy! Thank you. That is some heavy shit, man. Oh, we didn't scare anybody off, did we? Good. Well, got just the elixir. You know, this is kind of a summation tune in this set. It's great to have Tommy here to play the piano. Watch this guy. Give it up. No pressure. A great little song. He's got to find it on the set list, though. There he is. All right. Come on now. Well, I guess I don't have it. All right. Yep. Great little tune. Shall we? You can shine your shoes and wear your suit. You can comb your hair and look quite cute. You can hide your face behind a smile. One thing you can't hide is when you cripple inside. You can wear your mask and paint your face. You can call yourself the human race. You can wear a collar and a tie. One thing you can't hide when you cripple inside. Well, now you know that your cat has 9 lives. Yeah, 9 lives to itself. Oh, but you only got one, and a dog life ain't fun. Mama, take a look outside. Come on, brother. Go to church and sing your hymn. You can judge me by the color of my skin. You can live a lie until you die. One thing you can't hide when you cripple inside. Come on, take it, brother. Well, now you know that your cock has 9 lives. You told me 9 lives to itself. Oh, but you only got one, and a dog life ain't fun. Mama, take a look outside. Or you can go to church and sing your hymn. You can judge me by the color of my skin. You can live your lie until you die. One thing you can't hide when you're crippled inside. One thing you can't hide when you're crippled inside. One thing you can't hide, no, is when you're crippled inside. Tommy COSENTINO, honky tonkin'. Honky tonkin'. Woo! Good fun. All right, let's keep that positive energy going. It's nice to be in a major key once in a while, John. Let's the hands together, join in, sing on this one. You'll know where to come in. I know most of you know the tune. Some folks didn't. Back in the Midwest, you know, they're like, "What's that song? What's that song?" We all shine on. Oh, instant karma. Got it. Let's do it. Instant karma gonna get you. Gonna look you around the head. You better get yourself together. Pretty soon you're gonna be dead. Wonder what else you're thinking of. Laughing in the face of love. What on earth you're trying to do? Isn't karma's gonna get you? Gonna look you right in the face. You better get yourself together, darling. Join the human race. How in the world you gonna see? Laughing at fools like me. To what earth you think you are? A superstar? Well, right you are. Here we are. Like the moon and the stars and the sun. Yeah, we all shine on. Everyone, come on. Is it karma's gonna get you? Gonna knock you off your feet. You better recognize your brothers, everyone you meet. Why in the world are we here? Surely not to live in pain and fear. Why on earth are you there? When you're everywhere, come and get your share. Here we all. Yeah, we all shine on and on and on and on. Hands up. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we all shine on like the moon and the stars and the sun. Yeah, we all shine on. Everyone, come on. Yeah, we all like the moon and the stars and the sun. Yeah, we all shine on and on and on and on and on and on. Oh man, you know, Club Fox, you guys are just incredible. You're so incredible. I tell you, I believe as just a guy who performs, I believe it's a circle. I mean, I like being up here. My ego wants to be up here. Trust me, I enjoy the applause like any of us do. No, I'm not asking for it now. Hold it, save it. Thank you. But you know, it's a circle. And that's what I love about Lennon, because there's a lot of those songs where everyone joins in and sings and feels that community of music. And you can get it elsewhere. You can get it at a church. You can go to a gospel hour. You can do all these kinds of. You can go to Sabbath and Shabbat and sing, right? Or not on maybe on that day, but sing during the weekend. It's the joy of music is community to me. It's the heart and mind, and that song really is one of those that personifies it. But there's so many that do. So it's really great that you're all like screaming as much as I'm screaming. I'm still louder than you, though, because I got this. I changed the tune. I'm going to say something very. I feel like I can't do this show. I almost didn't want to do this show. We all know the tragedy in the world today, and it's what's going on right now in Israel and in Gaza and those areas is just. I mean It's hard to be rejoicing when there's humanity out there suffering in my world, but I also kind of believe that we have to kind of show up and bring our best hope, because if we become that which we abhor, or let it defeat us. I'm one of those people that says bring it, smile. The Titanic's going down. Get the violins out there and let's sing some songs. It's not going down, but it's gonna be rough. This song is just perfect for the time. And it's always been perfect for the time. It's brevity, simple lyrics, pop music. It's an anthem for its beauty, for its simplicity, for its suggestion, for its wish for its hope, for its prayer. It's not reality. Like some folks will tell me after a show, oh, that'll never happen. It's reality. Lennon was full of shit. It's like, the song is called Imagine. So get a clue, first of all, in my opinion. Just define the word. It's a suggestion of that if we took, not that those things that we would take out of the way, if we could take those things out of the way that are causing us problems, that we would hurt each other personally or between countries, between continents, between peoples. If we took that out of the mix, we would look at each other and just be people. And that's the way I interpret the damn song. It's called Imagine, and I'd be honored to sing it for you all tonight. So join in where you can, okay? Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday they'll join us and the world will live as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if I can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday they'll join us and the world will live as one. John Lennon. Yeah, and Yoko Ono too. She got credit for that. Another little fun fact about that song, after 9/11, Clear Channel banned that song. It wasn't allowed to be played after that. And, without making any big deal about it, just simply don't do that again. We got work. Keep the hope. That's what I say. And now let's get back to singing. Thanks for indulging me. So after all that heavy stuff with John and Yoko, getting political, he was involved in the 1972 election a little bit, kind of rooting for McGovern because Nixon was, still, he was Tricky Dick, and Tricky Dick didn't like John Lennon all that much, neither did J. Edgar Hoover. Not many folks know this, but, they tapped John's phone. They thought he was going to be a little bit subversive. Certainly was a leader of people, and therefore trouble for Nixon. He did stick his toe in the water politically in the far left with Abbie Hoffman and Ginsburg, right? Did I get that right? Yeah. My mind is flipping out. But he, as soon as he got wind that far situation was wanted to actually do some violence, he said, I'm not having any part of it. He just took it, look at it, but violence was not ever going to be part of the equation for him. So walked away from it. But because he walked over there, the U.S. government, looked after him and said, So they tried to deport him a couple of years, deporting him while he had moved to New York with Yoko, in part because Yoko was an American citizen, is an American citizen. John wasn't. He was trying to get his green card. And they were actively, and a lot of folks don't know this, but Yoko had a daughter, Kyoko, from her second husband, and Tony Cox. And he disappeared. He kidnapped the girl. And Yoko was, she's a mother. Where's my daughter? And John, being a good husband to her, said, we'll find her. And, all the money he had and all the connections he had, they couldn't find her. They really couldn't. So while he's being pushed out of the country, or trying to be, with the administration trying to get him deported, certainly not get him a green card, he's trying to find Yoko's daughter, or they're trying to find her. Trouble. But on the night of the election, this is a story a lot of folks don't know. The Nixon-McGovern election, most of us probably know Nixon won. Well, he's long gone now. We got troubles today. He's and Lennon was so pissed off and became very drunk and really, really hurt Yoko in the worst way possible, which is simply he went off with another woman that night, broke her heart. But she's a tough lady. Tough lady. She was in Japan during the bombing, the nuclear detonation in Hiroshima. So she's familiar with pain, and she's a tough cookie. And she did love John. But come 1973, she'd probably had enough of him and all the troubles and just his antics and la la la. She's a person. She got stressed, and she said, "You're out of here. I'm done with you. Go away." And he went to L.A. And he was kind of glad to go. I'm free. I got all this money. I'm going to have a midlife crisis. I'm John Lennon. So he went to L.A. and something in the Beatle lore called The Lost Weekend, and hooked up with Harry Nilsson, and Ringo was there, along with Keith Moon and John, and they were all roommates. And I often say this: could you imagine having Keith Moon as a roommate? Everybody else, we've all been a little tipsy and a little crazy. Keith is otherworldly, or was. But through that, they were drinking, getting in trouble, and at some point, Lennon said, "Okay, this is enough." And he was with this gal, May Pang, who was sent to Yoko sent her off with him to take care of him, and literally to be with him. And eventually, she was with him, and she fell in love with him. She's out there now doing a movie. Any Beatle association where there's a story to tell, and we'll get into that. But after a while of drinking, clubbing, running around, he just said, "Enough of that. I'm going to sober up," which he did, and he produced an album for Harry Nilsson called Pussycats, which they co-wrote some songs together. And on Walls and Bridges, John and Harry Nilsson had this song, "Old Dirt Road," which just shows that John, as political, as crazy, as all involved, as heady as he was, he could still write a good song. So this is a great little tune. Just really doesn't have any big purpose other than it being a great little tune that you hum. Hope you're humming it tonight. Shall we, sir? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. people on older road. No more weather on older road. It's better in the mudslide, mama, when the dry spell comes. Yeah. Whoa. Difference on older road. I was tarred and feathered on older road. We're trying to shove smoke with a pitchfork in the wind. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm steaming through the devil on a hot summer day. I saw a human being lazy boning out in the hay. I said, hey, Mr. Human, can your rainmaker too? He said, I guess it's okay. You know the only thing we need is water. Cool, clear water. Water. Water, water. Ain't no people on older road. No more weather on older road. It's better in the mudslide, mama, when the morning comes. Yeah. Whoa. Oh. 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 Older road. Keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. So long. So long. Bye bye. Bye bye. Older road. Just a song, just a good song. Thank you. Old Dirt Road, Old Dirt Road. So, they eventually, Yoko and John got back together again. We know that. It's about late 74, early 75. And they decided they were going to work on, he was got one more album to do in contract, which was Shaved Fish. But he was done. He could be done. He could be clean. He could be away from the industry. And with his sobriety, with his experience as being a crazy guy, just in the midlife crisis, he decided to try his hand at being just a good husband, and decided to work on the relationship with Yoko, make it better, be a better man, atone for his mistakes with her, and also atone for his mistakes with his first son, Julian, and in the process also work on having a second child. And another little fun fact for Yoko is that they tried to have children since like 68, and she miscarried quite often. And this time, a little help from a doctor in Chinatown, with some herbs and natural medicines and sobriety and no drugs. 9 months after they get the message, Sean Lennon was born on October 9, 1975. Which happened to be John Lennon's 35th birthday. Magic there, yeah, if you didn't know. It was also around this time that John actually won his battle to be, to stay in the country. He got his green card. And it's a lot of irony there, because Nixon got his ass booted out. but Lennon got to stay. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's good to be a Beatle, it just became a thing for John where he said, I'm going to get out of the industry. I'm just going to work on this. And with his son, Sean Ono Lennon, he was going to focus on being a better dad. And he went out of his way to learn how to make bread. There's all truth to that, and just to be a present father and to be a good influence on his son. And also repair the relationship that he had with Julian, his first son, which he was doing. And, by the way, repair the relationship with his father, Alfred, who had showed up actually quite early on. I didn't bring him into the picture. He was way back in the Beatle day. But there was trouble there all around. But John ended up kind of throwing him money, helping him out. And they even reconciled before Alfred passed away. So there's just a lot of healing going on in John. And he's able to do it at the Dakota, work on these things. His son, Sean, he penned a gorgeous tune. A lot of you probably sang it for your children, your own children, if you're a Beatle fan or Lennon fan, or your grandchildren even at this point, I don't know. It's called Beautiful Boy. 2, 3, and... Close your eyes, have no fear. The monster's gone, he's on the run, and your daddy's here. Beautiful, 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 beautiful boy. Beautiful, 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 beautiful boy. Before you go to sleep, say a little prayer. Every day, in every way, it's getting better and better. Beautiful, 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 beautiful boy. Beautiful, 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 beautiful boy. Out on the ocean, sailing away. I can hardly wait to see you come of age. But I guess we'll both just have to be patient, 'cause it's a long way to go, a hard road to hoe. Yes, it's a long way to go, but in the meantime, before you cross the street, take my hand. Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. Beautiful, 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 beautiful boy. Beautiful, 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 beautiful boy. Before you go to sleep, say a little prayer. Every day, in every way, it's getting better and better. Beautiful, 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 beautiful boy. Darling, 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 darling Sean. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, Sean turned out to be an amazing musician, talent in his own right. So, this song is a song to Yoko from John. You know, he's being a better father, but he's working on being a better husband. And this song, if you look at the interviews of John, he said, I wrote Woman, which is my grown-up version of the song Girl that I wrote way back when. And it's a beautiful love sonnet. And it's kind of recorded a little bit like a Beatle tune. Woman, 2, 3, 4. Woman, I can hardly express my mixed emotions and my thoughtlessness. After all, I'm forever in your debt. And woman, I will try to express my inner feeling and thankfulness for showing me the meaning of success. Well, do-do-do-do-do. Ooh, well, do-do-do-do-do. Woman, I know you understand the little child inside the man. In your hands, and woman, hold me close to your heart. However distant, don't keep us apart. After all, it is written in the stars. Ooh, well. Do-do-do-do-do. Ooh, well. Do-do-do-do-do. Well, woman, please let me explain. I never meant to cause you sorrow or pain. So let me tell you again and again and again, and I love you, yeah, now and forever. I love you, yeah, now and forever. Thank you. How you holding up, folks? Got a couple more songs. Is it all right? You still with me? It's a long story in a short period of time. Yep. So we got back in the studio, and he was making, some music. And of course, John's in the studio. That rumor couldn't last, couldn't be, put down too long. So soon his friends, David Bowie and Mick Jagger and Elton John and even Paul McCartney, knocking on his door at the Dakota going, come on, man, you're out there again. Let's go clubbing. There's a new scene out there. And they're all excited. And Len's going, no, I'm done. I've had enough. I'm fine where I'm at. And he penned a great R&B number called Watching the Wheels, which I happen to personally, I love them all. I mean, I'm guilty. Okay, let's do it. 2, 3, and... People say I'm crazy, doing what I'm doing. Well, they give me all kinds of warnings to save me from ruin. When I say that I'm okay, well, they look at me kind of strange. Surely you're not happy now, you no longer play the game. People say I'm lazy, dreaming my life away. Well, they give me all kinds of advice designed to enlighten me. When I tell them that I'm doing fine, watching shadows on the wall. Don't you miss the big time, boy, you're no longer on the ball. I'm just sitting here watching the wheels go round and round. I really love to watch them roll. No longer riding on the merry-go-round, yeah. I just had to let it go. Oh, people are asking questions, lost in confusion. Well, I tell them there's no problem, only solution. Well, they shake their heads and they looked at me as if I've lost my mind. I tell them there's no hurry, I'm just sitting here doing time. I'm just sitting here watching the wheels go round and round. I really love to watch them roll. No longer riding on the merry-go-round, yeah. I just had to let it go. I just had to let it go. I just had to let it go. Tommy, give it up for Tommy, yeah. Thank you, great song. Well, we come to the end of the story. Aww. How do you bottle up 20 years of an incredible life? Let me say as well, for those of you that know me, you know this to be true. If you've never seen me do this before, I know I'm one of these people that I love Lennon, I love the Beatles, I love the music, it influenced my own material. But I don't deify John. He was just a really clever, intelligent guy. Wrote some incredible art, music, tried to do a lot of really cool things. Some of them, like Being Human, fell flat, on his face. Some dreams didn't get realized. But, in his latter days, there was an interview that I want to bring up. It was the last day, actually, of his life, where he said, okay, the 60s showed us the possibility. And the 70s, yeah, I get it. It was a wash. But we're at the 80s. It's the start of a new time, and we know more, and we can do better, and we can move the needle forward about peace and love and better things in life. And I think here we are in 2020. It's a nice message. It's a message that's been said by a lot of people over the years, and I think it's a good one to have in our back pocket. And I would also say that for John, at the end of this story, it closes with a song that actually turned out to be, it was a Beatles song. It was the last Beatles song ever released on the anthology, the second anthology. And this song, and the lyrics says it all for John. What his discovery in life was that riches, fame, la, 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 all my pain, what it all boils down for him, and what I suspect it boils down for just about everybody in this room, is that we reach a point of maturity in our life, whatever we got going on, that we realize that it's the people that we love that matter. So, real love. All my little plans and schemes lost like some forgotten dream. Seems like all I really was doing was waiting for you. Just like little girls and boys playing with their little toy. Seems like all I really was doing was waiting for love. No need to be alone. No need to be alone. It's real love. It's real. Yes, it's real love. It's real. From this moment on, I know exactly where my life will go. Seems like all we really were doing was waiting for love. No need to be afraid. No need to be afraid. It's real love. It's real. Yes, it's real love. It's real. Thought I'd been in love before, but in my heart I wanted more. Seems like all I really was doing was waiting for you. No need to be alone. No need to be alone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's real love. It's real. Yes, it's real. to thank you all for coming tonight. In the spirit of Lennon, woo-hoo, all together now. Can I also give a big shout out to my friend Shavi, who's mixing tonight? Give it a big, big mix to that guy. Thank you, Shavi. I'll just tell you right now that Shavi, when we met, this is the first show we ever mixed, and then he worked with the Sun Kings for a while, and then became a really big sound engineer around the country, and we can't get him anymore. But I got him tonight. Love you, man. Good luck to you. He's moving away. Give a big hand for him one more time. He needs to hear that. He works his ass off, and he's a good guy. Tell him that when you go. I also want to give a shout out to my Jennifer, who always, always has my back. "17 years now. She believes in me more than I do." And Tommy COSENTINO, give it up for him as well. Yeah, 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 oh yeah. Oh, now. All right. Go in peace. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. In the spirit of Lennon. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good day in the life. Gracious, gracious, gracious. Well, you know, one more? All right, you're on. We'll do it. Well, you know what? And I want to make sure. I know it's a school night. It's a Thursday night, but I really, I never get to do this proper. And I know we got to tear this crap down. We got to head out the door. But I'm going to go over to the bar, and I just want to thank everybody personally for going. So don't leave straight away. Thanks, Jen. I forgot to. Okay, I got to do a little housekeeping here. Okay, the Sun Kings. That lovely bunch of lads, those Sun Kings. We're doing our New Year's Eve show here again. Yeah. Are you going to be here? Okay, well, talk to Jen, or you can go on. You can email her. She'll set you up with tickets. You know, she has been producing these things, and she goes out of her way to make it really special as we can make it. You know, Charlie gives us the room to do it, and you know, we just have a hell of a night. And it's always a real sweaty 4 hours, and us being 60 years of age, a sweaty 4 hours, man, that's an achievement. So when we were 40, it was an easy get, but now at 60, it's kind of like, whoa, whoa, yeah. Hold on. I've done it now, you see. All right, now, follow me on this one. So well, I'll do a couple, but first we're going to do one. You're going to join in. I'm going to give you one, okay? I'm going to give you one, okay? So I've known Corky a long time, and he's got a favorite song, a favorite song. And it's not part of this show's canon, but I love the guy because he's just a sweet man, an individual, and he's a good heart. And he's always there at these shows, always writing, saying, I'm going to be there. And he's at the Sun Kings, and he comes here, for goodness, how long? 18, 20 years now? Close to it? 20 plus. Had the Sun, yeah, give it up. So when it can fit it in, you know, he's got a favorite song, and I try to accommodate. Don't everybody start writing me about their favorite song, okay? Okay? You don't do it. Don't do it. But I figured that they're Beatles songs, and everyone gets their favorite at some point. So I know you'll know this, and you'll know exactly what to do in the part when it calls for you. Again, because I don't have the George and the Paul here. Give a big hand to Charlie Lochtefeld in the building right there. Give it up. This is his space. He's going, you're still here, man. What the hell? Hey, we had a great life here, Charlie, tonight. Thank you, man. You ready? 1, 2. You're gonna lose that girl. You're gonna lose that girl. If you don't take her out tonight, she's gonna change her mind. 'Cause I will take her out tonight and I will treat her kind. You're gonna lose that girl. You're gonna lose that girl. If you don't treat her right, my friend, you're gonna find her gone. 'Cause I will treat her right and then you'll be the lonely one. You're gonna lose that girl. You're gonna lose that girl. You're gonna lose. I'll make a point of taking her away from you. Yeah. The way you treat her, what else can I do? You're gonna lose that girl. 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 You're gonna lose. I'll make a point of taking her away from you. Yeah, the way you treat her, what else can I do? If you don't take her out tonight, she's gonna change her mind. 'Cause I will take her out tonight and I will treat her kind. You're gonna lose that girl. You're gonna lose that girl. You're gonna lose that girl. Stop. Yeah, see how much fun these songs are? Let's play all 214 of them tonight, okay? You're welcome. Oh, well, that's okay, you got to come see the Ono Band, Plastic Ono Bands. Well, we don't have a Bay Area show here because the rooms are too darn expensive right now. And but we'll figure something out for this Bay Area thing. But we're going to be in Washington November 4 at the Columbia Theater if you all want to drive up to Longview. All right. Okay, you don't have to get that bus now. Here you go. I read the news today, oh boy, about a lucky man who made the grade. And all the news was rather sad. Well, I just had to laugh. I saw the photograph. He blew his mind out in a car. He didn't notice that the lights had changed. The crowd of people stood and stared. They'd seen his face before. Nobody was really sure if he was from the house. I saw a film today, oh boy. The British Army had just won the war. The crowd of people turned away, but I just had to look, having read the book. I'd love to turn you on. Woke up, fell out of bed, dragged a comb across my head. Found my way upstairs and drank a cup. And looking up, I noticed I was late. Found my coat and grabbed my hat. Made the bus in seconds flat. Found my way upstairs and had a smoke. Somebody spoke and I went into a dream. Lancashire, and though the holes were rather small, they had to count them all. Now they know many holes it takes to build the Albert Hall. I'd love to turn you on. That's Tommy COSENTINO right there. Join in on this one, folks. Everybody's talking about bagging and shagging, ragging and tagging. This ism, that ism, ism. All we are saying when we can is give peace a chance. Don't lose this thinking sometime. All we are saying is give peace a chance. Everybody's talking about ministers and sinisters, banisters and canisters, and bishops, rabbis and Popeyes and bye-bye, bye-bye. All we are saying is give peace a chance to everybody. All we are saying is give peace a chance. Here we go. Everybody's talking about revolution, evolution, mastication, flagellation, regulations, integrations, meditations, United Nations, congratulations. All we are saying is give peace a chance. chance. Last verse. Everybody's talking about John and Yoko, Tommy Leary, Rubbery and Tommy Smothers, Bobby Dylan, Tommy Cooper, Derek Taylor, Norman Mailer, Alan Ginsberg, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. All we are saying is give peace a chance. In your hearts, people, all we are saying is give peace a chance. All we are saying is give peace a chance. Going out. All we are saying is give peace a chance. When the time is right, watch for it. Thank you all so much. Here's to you. Be well, be safe. Thank you. Yes, sir. Oh, hey, James. How you doing? Come from behind. You coming? Oh, thank you. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Oh, yeah, that's right. That was just, I've been back. You guys are tighter than you've ever been with that. Yeah, we've been doing it a long, this is a new group, too. Let's